Hey guys, and welcome to yet another video. Today was Apple's keynote at WWDC in San Francisco, and the new iOS version, iOS 9, was announced. Here are some of the best features of the OS. Come with me, I'm Juan Witz, so let's get started. This update is aimed to every iOS device from the iPhone 4S until the iPhone 6 Plus and iPads. And some of the improvements are Siri Improvements. To be honest, Siri is a terrible assistant. You couldn't do anything but talk to her when you were bored, but now Apple is going in the right direction by copying some of the Google Now capabilities. For example, recommendations. Siri will now be able to work outside its native app, which means it can recommend you contacts, music playlists, apps, and so forth in a different moment in time. So, depending on where you are and what time of the day it is, it will recommend you different things. Context. Much like what we saw on Now on Tap by Google Now, Siri can now recognize context from a text. This means that, for example, say you get an email with an invitation to a party and you say, Siri, remind me of this. Siri can read what's on the screen and understand it, so Siri will add an appointment to your calendar, where the party is and when, and it will be able to tell you when you have to leave home to get to the party on time. Privacy. Unlike Google Now, where everything is stored in the cloud and Google has almost access to every single aspect of your life, and these new Siri capabilities are stored in the device, which means that Apple doesn't know anything what your phone learns from you. This is good if you're one of those persons who doesn't like to be controlled by a major company or who is afraid they will sell your information and so on. But this is bad because it is stored on the phone or on the iPad, so it lacks cross-platform compatibility. This means that, for example, your phone will know that at 8 a.m. Saturdays you want to work out, and it will show you your playlist, your workout playlist, but your iPad won't know that, and because your phone won't be talking to your iPad, the iPad won't recommend you the same thing. So the iPhone will be better off with this thing as the Apple iPad. Apple Pay advancements. Apple Pay was presented at WWDC with iOS, and it's really for iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, because the other phones lack the NFC chip necessary to do the transactions. The Apple Pay improvements are Discover. There are over 50 million people in the US using Discover cards, and now, thankfully, they will be able to use their credit and debit card from Discover on Apple Pay. Really cool. Small businesses. Imagine paying at the local cafe with your iPhone 6 or 6 Plus. Wouldn't it be nice? Well, thanks to an alliance between Apple and Square, it will be possible, as they are developing an Apple Pay compatible payment terminal for use in small or medium stores. UK, the whole world. We are all jealous of Americans because they can pay with Apple Pay in over 750,000 stores, and nowhere in the world is this available. But as of this year, Brits will be able to pay with their iPhone 6 and 6 Plus in as much as 250,000 stores, I think, including London's public transport. With apps. This might not be an iOS update per se, but most of the accompanying apps that come pre-installed on the operating system. There are 3 apps that were updated or that received major updates. Here are the ones that are. Number 1, Notes. The Notes app seems again similar to a Google app. This time, yeah, you thought it well, Google Keep. The Notes app now allows you to make checklists, to add photos and links to your notes, and as well as sketches on them. I like that idea of being able to draw on your notes, so you can use your finger as a pencil and draw everything. Number 2 is Maps. At the keynote, someone said something really surprising. Apparently, there are people who use Apple Maps. Don't you people know there are Google Maps and there are they way better? Anyhow, The Apple Maps has a new update, and this one is really neat, I have to admit. They added support for public transportation in 10 major cities, including a lot in China, a lot in the US, Berlin and London, and it can tell you where the station is, which lines go through that station, and departure and arrival times for trains, trams and buses. So I like that. I wish Google Maps would do it. And the third one is news. This one wasn't updated, but it's a new app, which is like Google News again. And this app has a wide range of sources from all around the world, and it allows you to select your favorite magazines or your favorite newspapers to read news from, as well as your favorite topics to recommend you news from all over the world. iPad. I have to admit it. After being a very long time Android tablet user, today was the first time I really wanted an iPad, and I am jealous that Android tablets can do the same things that iPad will be able to do in iOS 9. The number one, and I think is the single most exciting update from iOS 9, is multitasking. It's simply awesome. Now the iPad allows you to have two apps open on the same screen while interacting with both on the screen, which is the new part, because some Android phones and tablets allow you to have both apps, but you can just use one and see the other one. But the iPad will be allowing you to use both at the same time. And you will also be able to set how much screen real estate you want every app to take. So for example, half and half, 3/4 and 1/4, or whatever size you like. And the even better is that Apple made a public API, which means that every app can be coded to work in this multitasking mode. Keyboard enhancements. The suggestion bar on top of the keyboard was added to iOS on iOS 8 last year, but now Apple brought a new change for that keyboard to the iPad, and is that where the suggestions are on the left and the right side from them, you will now be seeing shortcuts to most good things like copy, paste, crop, cut, and something like that. And the best thing about it is that, haven't you ever tried scrolling on your iPad and your fingers were all over the place and you couldn't read what you were typing and so? Well, now if you press with two fingers on the keyboard, it can be used as a trackpad. So really neat, really dope. And the last iPad update is picture-in-picture. This is the smallest, something like Skype has been doing for the last couple of years, but it's like, if you're watching a video, for example, Apple showed it with the ESPN app, if you're watching a sports match, but you have to read an email, you can open an app and have a thumbnail, a miniature of the video following you through the other apps. Last, and perhaps the most expected by many iOS users, new feature from iOS 9 is low power mode. Finally, I can't understand how Apple could wait so much time to do something so simple. We've had this low power mode, low consumption, whatever it's called in Android, since 2012 I think, and OEMs making it possible to save some battery, but no. With Apple you had to go into settings and toggle this, toggle that, and toggle 10 switches so your battery could last 15-30 minutes more, but now it's over. Now Apple has a power saver mode, a low power mode as they call it, and it's one switch that will turn everything off. You had to switch off by yourself. And Apple says you will be able to get up to 3 extra hours of use with this option. I know I would like to have 3 hours of extra use on the iPhone. What do you think? Is that true? Guys, this wraps it up for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like if you haven't, comment, share, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. I was Han Witz. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.